You know, Black girl magic to me means an upliftment of the counter narrative. Everything that you told me that I could not do, that I would not be, that I was not capable of, boom, here's the magic, because I've done it. It is the evidence of the power that resides in us as individuals, as Black women, as Black girls, but also the power that lives in us collectively.
There are a lot of experiences that I face daily, like whereas, microaggressions are concerned and things like that you kind of have to overlook, and it gets tiring after a while. For example, there is someone in my workspace that thinks it's okay to call myself and another coworker of mine mean girls, and the both of us just happen to be Black girls. And I kind of was over it one day, and I was just kind of trying to explain to them that as Black women in a space, especially in a workspace, it's extremely disheartening to be labeled as a mean girl, even if it's just a joke. To me, I shouldn't have to explain to a grown man why this is so irresponsible. It's a very tiring time, because to have to deal with the jokes and to have to deal with the little, well, I'm not like that. And it's just like, well, no, I don't know that, because I don't know you. I don't know your life. I know, the 8 to 12 hours that we're at work together, but I don't know anything else.
For some, it's just, let me slip on a dress. Let me go and do this networking event. For me, it's not that seamless and not that easy. Oftentimes, I'm very aware of my presence when I enter into rooms. What happens is, this hair that I have on my head, it takes on different forms often, right? The beauty of Black hair. But I recognize that when my hair is very curly, what that does is oftentimes it resonates in spaces as being more ethnic. I have to often take time to decide, how do you want to show up tonight, Nikita? Do you really have the patience within you to show up in this space and have this conversation about your hair and how you just put water on it, it turns curly, or keeping people from touching your hair? Or really do you want to show up in this space and be able to give the room to have discussions about what it is that you do and what your business offers and who you serve?
My oldest is a junior in college now. My youngest is 6. And in between that point, I learned from an education perspective that, the policies that are made that address how funds are allocated to our schools or not are based on the decision makers' understanding of what's happening in those communities. And the community that I was living in was not being represented at the table. And it was spoken about in the terms of, they don't care. They're not represented because they're not here. But they didn't know that was somewhere that they needed to be. Why do certain schools get what they get and others don't? Why do certain students have exposures and others don't? Well, they do because they ask for it and they make the case to get it. And where in other communities you feel like, do I have to ask for it? Don't you recognize that it's needed? No, you have to ask. I joined the legislative committee. The biggest thing for me has been advocating for people to understand the dynamics of how the system works. So you take that resilience and you put it into action, and you make plans to engage and mobilize and do what you need to do to thrive in your community. And then you say, this is what we need, government. This is what we need, school system. We're telling you what we need. Can you find a way to support us doing this? Because this is what we're asking for. And you watch it happen. Black is strong. It's mighty, it's witty, powerful in a way sometimes I think people are afraid of. Black is one aspect of being, and it's who you are. It's a part of who you are. How you frame it is your personality, is your love. It's all those things I just said Black is. It's you.